Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Wallace with Catawba Heights Animal Hospital here to talk to you about pet insurance. We get a lot of questions about pet insurance, and I hope this helps you with making a decision on whether or not to get your pet insurance. It might clear up some questions that you might have. I have some questions here. I'm going to go over those and hopefully get you the answers you're looking for. Um, Pet insurance, what is it? So, pet insurance is much like insurance that we have for ourselves. It pays for illness, injury. Um, it does not typically cover preventative care. In the human side, it can cover preventative care. In the animal side, rarely does it. Some companies can add it into the policy for additional charge, but most of the time, vaccinations, annual blood work, dental cleaning, spays and neuters, which are what you need for the year to keep your pet healthy, are not part of insurance. Insurance is for illnesses, surgeries, workups for pets that have underlying disease, that kind of thing. What is it worth it for my pet? Yes. Nowadays, the cost of care for pets has gone up dramatically, and it's getting to where it can be quite expensive for the pet owner. An example is if your pet tears its ACL and needs surgery, minimum $2,000 to $3,000. Some procedures are upwards of $5,000 to $7,000 at a specialist. If your dog has a back injury and needs surgery, minimum $9,000 to $10,000. And most people don't just have that laying around to put into their pet. So insurance can be well worth it in situations like that. How much does pet insurance cost, and what are the factors affecting the price? So it can cost anywhere from $20-ish a month up to hundreds of dollars a month, depending on the age of the pet when you sign it up, if they have underlying pre-existing conditions, or the breed, or the breed. So signing up your dog is best, or your cat is best when when you first get them at 6 to 8 weeks of age. After that, when they've been to the vet a few times, as long as they're healthy, it will still remain low. But after 6 months to a year of age, the cost can go up. And when you're looking at older pets, it can really be more expensive because older pets are more prone to injury, illness, and disease. And that's where the price goes up because it's more likely to have a claim. Certain breeds might be more expensive than others. So English bulldogs, French bulldogs, German shepherds might be more expensive than a stray dog that we don't know the breeds on, simply because those dogs are known for having certain disease processes or injuries or illnesses that are more likely going to need coverage. Um, what does pet insurance cover? Are there different types of coverage? So it typically covers injury, illness. Rarely, like I said, do they cover preventative care, so vaccinations, fecal checks, dewormings, heartworm tests. Some do carry those, and some offer dental cleanings, but most of them do not. How does it differ from health insurance from humans? In humans, you go to the doctor, you give them your insurance card, and then insurance takes care of things through the doctor's office. We do not bill insurance. We do not file for insurance. You pay the veterinarian directly, and then you send the paperwork to your insurance company, and they will settle with you with a check, a payment of some sort, however you set it up with them. That is 99% of veterinary facilities. There are some insurance policies that are now linking into our systems because every veterinarian has their own management system. There's several different ones that are common, but unlike the human side, we're not all the same. Um, Trupanion can link in and see things quickly and say what they're going to pay for and what they're not going to pay for. I'm sure other companies do and or are looking into it. I'm not aware of those. We do accept Trupanion here, and it can make it easier and more seamless for you since they link into our system. What are the best insurance options for dogs and cats? Um, there are many different companies out there. Trupanion is one that we support and like. Another one is Pumpkin. There are many different companies out there. You need to do your research. You need to look at the fine print. You need to look and see what they cover, what they don't cover, exclusions, pre-existing conditions, that kind of thing. Compare apples to apples when looking at these policies. What can pet owners compare? Can you compare insurance companies? Absolutely. Go online, look at the policies, print off the information, and then you can look at them individually. There might be websites or companies out there that compare across the board in one screen so you can see it. I'm not sure if they have that, but you can look into it online. Um, if not, just print it off and lay it out pieces of paper, compare each one, and see which one fits your budget and what you're looking for your pet. What are the benefits of dog health insurance, and how does it help with veterinary care? When a dog has a illness or a situation in which they need care that can cost thousands of dollars, that can save your pocketbook right away. For instance, we had a pet here a couple weeks ago, ate a bunch of oatmeal raisin cookies. Owner had health insurance or pet insurance on their pet. They were able to take them to the ER up in Denver. The pet vomited up 87 raisins, which was well over the toxic limit for the dog. Had they not had health insurance, it would have been very expensive, or they may not have been able to treat. And that amount of raisins would have unfortunately been fatal for the pet. By having that insurance, in that moment, they were able to get their pet treated and take their pet home, and she's doing well now. Another instance is French bulldogs are very known for back injuries, for disc issues, and a lot of times they need surgery. Surgeries start at $9,000 to $10,000, and a lot of people who don't have insurance can't afford that. I can't afford that, and unfortunately, the pet would have to be put to sleep because they have a life-altering injury that a lot of times they can't live with. So it can help in those situations that you can't foresee. How do pre-existing conditions affect insurance coverage? If your pet has a pre-existing condition, they most likely will not be covered on the policy. So pre-existing condition could be your dog has a known back issue in the past. They're not going to cover back stuff on your dog. Or your dog broke its leg. They're not going to cover anything that might happen with that leg in the future. Arthritis, additional surgeries, that kind of thing. What are the differences between pet insurance for dogs and for cats? Dogs carry or cover dog stuff. Cats carry cat stuff. Typically, dog insurance is more expensive than cat insurance because dogs typically have more issues than cats. But typically, they're just going to cover things that are species specific. What should pet owners look for in pet insurance reviews before choosing a plan? Do your research. Don't look at just the website for the insurance policy because they're only going to post the good stuff. You want to ask around, ask your veterinarian, ask your friends, look at true reputable websites that actually look at insurance companies and policies and give honest reviews and feedback. Are there any free or low-cost pet insurance options available? At this time, I'm not aware. I'm sure there's some out there, but typically this is something where what you pay for is what you get. So the lower cost may not pay out very well. It may not pay the full amount. The more that you pay, the more likely the insurance company is actually going to pay for services on your pets and pay the maximum benefit. If you have any questions about pet insurance, please give us a call at 704-827-0616.